Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. We have, well, I don't know if calling it a red day, it might feel like an understatement. A lot of things are red. A lot of things are red. Now, is it really bad? I guess it depends on your perspective for sure. Tech being hit really hard. And we saw a little bit of it last night. We saw when we were on the market close, we saw Microsoft plunging. And even though they had good, even though their earnings report was actually good, but there was something in that earnings report that freaked investors out, and it's starting to spill over a little bit today. Not everywhere. Some tech is still doing okay, but we're definitely seeing it in microwave in Microsoft. We're seeing it spill into. It actually helped pull Tesla down a little bit too. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of stuff going on. Of course, we have the Financial Express. The Financial Express has been just cranking along. It's been going along really, really well. We have one last day that we can add to February, and that's tomorrow. So as we go through the stream, if we get 4 supers or 4 gifted subs by the time the stream concludes, we will add a show on for tomorrow, and the Financial Express it'll make its move into February because Sunday, believe it or not, guys, Sunday first. Now, okay, I think that I've been having problems with Rogers all week. So I'm hoping this ends soon. I even went down and rebooted everything just to be on the safe side before the stream started. But yeah, we're still getting it. We're still absolutely getting it. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully it gets resolved sooner than later. All right, let's pull up the chart here. Just going to pull this over and here we go. So this is, of course, the TSX. And as you can see, we are 0.72. So we're 0.72% down. So that's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Now, I guess we're getting a little bit of a tech spillover in Canada because right now it is tech. This is a tech day. Tech is just, yeah, it's not a good day to be in technology. So we're seeing that. We're also seeing a little bit of a pullback on gold as well. So that is certainly not helping. Silver coming back as well. So yeah, pretty much a lot of red across the board. Crypto as well, not having a great day. But let's start with the TSX. So we are currently 0.69% to the downside. Nonetheless, we're well above that blue line. So we have had a really great month. And right now we're sitting year to date 3.67%. So is there room to fall? Of course there is. But, it's... let's hope we can turn this around. Let's hope we can turn this around sooner than later. Looking south of the border, this year, the S&P 500, they're only down 0.53%. So once again, and a lot of that is tech pulling them down, but they're still well into the green. And here is tech. Tech, look at this. Look at this candle. That's a big candle. 1 hour. Look at that. They actually wicked below the blue line. So they certainly had some issues. We have seen some recovery in the second half in the last part of the day. So it looks like we're going to see some recovery, and I'm hoping to see that recovery move into tomorrow. That'll certainly be good for the market overall. The Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones Industrial also down a little bit, down 0.14, and the Russell also down 0.14. Now, here's some of our culprits. We got gold today down 1.72%, so a little bit of a pullback on gold. Silver also, same idea, 2.12% as a bit of a pullback there. Copper's the outlier today. Copper up 4.47%, but nonetheless, they still experience that giant red candle, just like everybody else. So, yikes. Platinum is also down 3.50. Oil though looking okay. So there is more. There's more tension building in the Middle East. Iran today, apparently they're running war games, live ammunition war games, and that's causing a bit more tension. So a lot of tension around the Middle East. That is certainly good for the price of oil. Perhaps not so good for a peace of mind. Peace of mind if you're worried about war breaking out over there. Bitcoin, oh boy, yeah, Bitcoin, ooh. Bitcoin broke through. This is a support area, 85. I don't like to see Bitcoin below 85, and we are now below at 83,000. So Bitcoin will be one that I will certainly be watching going into tomorrow. Ethereum, same idea, down 7.27%. I wonder what MSTE is doing. I kind of have to take a look. Oh, look at this. MSTE all the way down there to 396. Holy banana bread. Yeah. Oh boy. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, let's let's look at the heat map. Now, I said everything wasn't all bad in Canada, and well, the financial sector actually is having a pretty good day. We've got TD up 0.89%. Royal Bank is up. BMO's up 0.5%. CIBC up a full 1.46%. BNS up a full percent. So yeah, financials looks like they're doing pretty good. Oil, of course, doing well. Canadian Natural Resources up 1.23. Imperial Oil up 1.29. Cenovus is up. Suncor is up. Torlamine a tiny bit. But as you can see, the minerals are down. We got Cameco down 1.7. There's Barrick Gold down a full 3%. A couple of small exceptions in there, but for the most part, we are seeing some down, a little bit of down pressure for sure. All right. Let's move to the, before we go there, I just wanted to see one little thing here. Look at this, Celestica today, down 14.38%. So are we getting some spillover into tech? You bet it. Look at this. Oh boy. All right, let's go. Let's go to the United States, and you can see the big downward dog of the day is Microsoft, down 11.28%. And Meta's kind of look at this. Meta's actually up 10%. Now, Meta had good earnings yesterday as well, and we'll look at that. We'll look at a few of that stuff here in a little bit. Tesla also down 3.80%, but Apple's up. So Apple's up a little bit. Google, Meta, and Nvidia just down a little tiny bit. Not a lot. So it's like I said, it's not really, it's kind of a one-sided down. So when you're looking at it, I wouldn't give it a lot of weight. I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't think that the sky is falling. It's not time to, to start jumping in the bunkers. It's really not. All right, looking at crypto. Well, yeah, we got a lot of red. Look at this: Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, Dogecoin. It's all down. Now, there are, oh boy. Oh, it's not even letting me do it. It's so down that it's weighing the weight down. I can't even scroll in. We can still do it. You know what? Let's grab a green coin here. It is tradition that we like, oh my gosh. It is tradition that we like to pick on a coin. There's like more than 15,000 of these altcoins. And every so often, I like to find one that is doing the opposite of what the market is, and we take a look at it and see it. If there's ever been a coin that screams rug pull or screams, I'm going to take all your money, it is Win Jackpot coin. Win Jackpot coin. Today, It is, well, actually, it says it's down 22.30%, so it's not green. I don't know what's going on here. But it is worth .2. So no, sorry, it's worth 2.5. So 2.5 cents. So it has a little bit of value. I really don't know what this coin does. All I know is that it probably loses you your money. That's probably what it does. It'll lose you your money. This is a coin I would stick away from. I would avoid it like the plague, guys. Oh my gosh, win jackpot. Come on. You'll lose your pants. That's what you're gonna do. So if you don't want it to be drafty down there, don't touch this coin. There are ways to make money in in crypto. This is not one of them. This is really not one of them. You want to just stick to the tried and true coins. You know, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your XRP, your Solana, Cardano, and gosh darn it, even the Dogecoin. Though the win jackpot coin, not going to make you money. I call it a crap coin because it's, in this case, it's very suitable that it might be in the casino and stealing your money. So. One-armed bandit. There we go. It's a one-armed bandit, and you're the victim. So yeah, oh gosh. All right. Oh boy. Oh, let's just get to the chat. That's what I say. Let's just get to the chat. Yikes. All right, and let's see here. All right. Brian was in the house first. Good afternoon, everyone. And all right, I'm going to skip all these Brian ones because this is just Brian telling me he might not make it in time for the show. So we're going to just jump over those. And those were all done like at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, let's get to the first live chat. And we got Marina with a hi all. What a day. Market chaos at open. NASDAQ tanks. BTC crashes. Gold dives below 5,300. No news catalyst. Just mega cap tech developing. Deleveraging from insane leverage high. All right, so there's one big thing that happened yesterday. So let's go back here. Let's go back here for a moment, and we're going to go to Microsoft. Here we go. So all of this big gap here, that's what happened in the after hours before trading started. So Microsoft had their earnings yesterday, so we were actually watching. We saw this yesterday. Now, their earnings were actually pretty good. So they beat earnings by 6%, and they also beat expectations on their revenue by 1.20%. So you might be thinking, oh, why then did they fall? Well, oh boy, it has to do with AI. It has to do with AI. So Microsoft, basically, they reported in their report that there were higher than expected AI infrastructure spending. And that got everybody all upset. We got a little bit of CapEx concerns. They're also worried about slowing cloud revenue growth in there as well. But this got all, you remember how we have those AI jitters every time people are like, how are we going to make money with AI? We get the jitters. It affects technology. This kind of reignited those jitters. So people are a little bit concerned about the costs and the fact that costs are going up. The reality is, who cares? I mean, when I say this in a nice way, when I say who cares, I mean, it's not like we're going to stop. We're not going to say, oh yeah, it's just too expensive now. We're too deep into AI that you kind of have to, you have to grin and bear it. You have to grin and bear it. And investors haven't quite gotten to that point yet that they're like, okay, well, yeah, this is going to, we understand that this will be good in the long term, but right now in the short term, it's a little on the sucky side. So that's what happened. And I will tell you guys, I said yesterday on the stream that I would open up a swing trade on here because they've got good fundamentals. This is going to come back. And I did. I absolutely did. I had at open. Of course, the only down part of this is I kind of wish I had waited a little longer if I had realized we were going to plunge another big bit. So I basically bought right about here. So pretty much actually right about here. Let's just say where I bought it at open, right at open. Like I had my order in before the market even opened. So I'm sitting on this and this is going to come back and I'm okay with it. It's not going to be a short swing. It's going to take a few days. Or maybe it'll take a week. I'm okay with it. But I did jump in on that for sure. I had to. I just had to. So yeah, and the other one, and this one was disheartening though. I will say, the Tesla one, holy banana bread. Oh my gosh, you know what? It's like nothing wants to. I really should get a new mouse here. Tesla. So this has been kind of one of these things here. So we were watching Tesla yesterday as well. And in the after hours, now you wouldn't know it from here, but Tesla actually, they were probably up in this, up in this area. Well, yeah, they were up around 444-ish. So they were up in here. Now they did come back down a little bit at open. They did go back up again. And the funny thing is with this is when they were sitting here at around 440, I was in there just starting to put in a stop loss, and they fell. They fell right away. They fell before I had a chance to get it in. So this is now a longer trade as well, guys. Now the channel members did get to see all of this as it was happening because the channel members do get to see. I send them off my reports, let them know what I'm trading, all of that fun stuff. So what can I say? I love it. All right. And Miss K says, good afternoon, everyone. And Brian says, I just got back in time. I got back just in time. So there we go. So all the drama that Brian mentioned that I didn't read, in a nutshell, he had an appointment that did not think he was going to make it back in time, but he has. So awesome. Glad to see that you're here, Brian. Hipple says, I made it. And the Epic Coder is saying, hello, all. You are beautiful, is emoticoning a happy face. Hipple, my day was like riding a bucking bronco. Uh-oh. Yeah, the market, like I said, the market is an interesting day for sure. And I expect, oh boy. Well, we already looked at MSTE, MST way down. Any of these other, like things like HHIS we've been talking about, I imagine that's down a little bit today too. So these are good spots where to get in, like when tech decides to have a fit on one of these days, it doesn't hurt to, those are days to add. Those are days to certainly add to your tech and, it will recover. Let's see here. Bart says, let's see, wow, Biggie and HHIS tanking today. I want more of each. Will these ETFs recover soon, or do we expect a deeper recovery in tech, and especially with these two ETFs? Okay. I see this as being just another one of these AI jitters. So yeah, we'll see some recovery. Will HHIS zip? And here's the only one, this is the only one downside to something like HHIS or Biggie. They both have fairly aggressive covered calls in them. So when it recovers, if we got a very fast recovery, you would lose some of that upside. So best scenario for both of these funds would be a slower recovery. But I have a feeling that we're going to start to see recovery even as early as tomorrow. We may not get all of it back by the end of the day, but I think we are going to see some for sure. Big says, hey, Candace, the markets are cold as Ontario, Canada today, and that's cold. Have a good one. Thank you, Big. Yes, it is cold here. I don't even know how cold it is right now. I'll tell you. I'll tell you exactly how cold it is. Oh, wait. Here's one right here. Here's Ottawa. No, that's not I'm going to get a fresh Ottawa. Let's grab a fresh Ottawa. There we are. Minus 25 wind chill right now. So it's cold. And right about now, Paul will usually start telling me, oh, it's 5 degrees and I'm gardening. Well, congratulations on that, I guess. Newell is in the house with a hello. Oh, let's go big screen, guys. All right. Let's see. A long-term HHIS and Biggie will be okay. Keep loading up. Yeah, absolutely. Samantha is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. And we got Mary. Mary's in here saying, hello, everyone. And hello to Mary. Of course, Mary is our official captain of the like button. And not just that, I gave her the little wrenchy thing next to her name. So she doesn't have to do anything. I just made her a moderator so she could post whatever she wants. And it gives her like button responsibilities just that little bit more power, I guess. And plus, you know, when JJ comes by, he can't say he's the only mod. So there we go. Um, anyway, guys, if you have not yet hit that like button, please do. While you're doing that, I'm going to have a sip of coffee here. Mm. Oh, so good. Whoa, that's good. And I guess I should take a look and see where we're at. I'm just going to click over here on the test box and we'll take a look and see, because the test box right now says 5. I know we have more than 5. Oh, we're at 31. All right, let's move towards 50, guys. Well, it's Thursday. We'll take our time. You know, let's just, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. Lisa is in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. Newell got a bit of gold on the pullback. Hopefully, I don't just buy the top. It's always good to get, you know, it's always good to get some pullback. You know, absolutely. Tom says, have 35K in Tesla at 37.70. See what happens tomorrow. You went in pretty big, Tom. You went in big, but I think you'll be fine. You know, Tesla is one of these ones, and this is what I love about Tesla. I mean, you can wait it out. You can wait them out. They're up and down all the time. So it's usually never a long wait. But, you know, I do have strategies for when it does get long, as, well, Tom has seen them. But right now, I'm not too super concerned. Quite literally today, I was, I filmed and edited a video that there is, it's actually Tuesday's video. So, you know, I'm ahead of the game, guys. I'm ahead of the game. All right. Actually, no, it's not going to be Tuesday's video. It's going to be Thursday's video, because Tuesday is the 0 to 100K challenge. So I'll actually film that one this weekend, because we haven't quite finished the month. We got one more day left. Wahipple says Big Six did good as well as 6C. Yeah, absolutely. The banks actually looked pretty strong today. Sue says, hi all, what a day. Bought the dip on GDX and SLV, not so lucky on others. Yeah, so yeah, we definitely saw the dip. You know, silver and gold both coming down quite a bit. Copper, though, copper had a pretty good day. So let's see. Brian says, overall, I am down 0.74% today. And Scott says, everything I have is red today except C&Q, Stella Jones, and Bank. All right, fair enough. Marina says, Venezuela just announced a partial reform of its oil law to radically reopen the sector to foreign and private capital. Long-term pressure on Canadian oil sands. Is it long-term pressure? I don't know. I would hold off. I'm not super concerned. Like right now, for like I said, even if they could pump as much oil as they wanted to tomorrow, the United States doesn't have the infrastructure to really deal with it. They can deal with it on the Gulf states. So at worst, they could displace about 10% of our Canadian oil, at worst. And already China has expressed interest in Canadian oil. So I think we're going to be fine. You know, there'll be a lot of worry along the way, but I think Canada's going to be fine on this one. So Doorpat says, woo, what a day today. What caused it? IBM was my rock today. Yeah, so it was, like I said, the biggest catalyst I saw was, of course, technology, more specifically, those AI costs in Microsoft's earnings. That was the big catalyst for sure. And even then, like, it didn't hit everybody. Meta did fine. Meta's also been showing how they're making a ton of money using AI with their ads. So that's made investors a lot more happy, happier. It's made them happier. Zeniel says, let's say Utes and the NCL were my best holdings today. Nice. It's always good to see those days where Utes actually does go up. Paul, there we are. Paul says, poor Gary Gill, MSTE down 12.3%. It was worse earlier. Well, now, you know, Gary will have to make that MSTE. I lost $200,000 a video. Well, maybe not quite that much, but we'll see. Oh, poor Gary. I am going to get Gary on the channel, guys, one of these days. Let's see, Paul says, I sold 10 shares of blocks and bought 62 shares of MSTE at $3.97 for a total of 75 shares. And now the average is 4.115 per share. Oh, that's a pretty low average. All right, Mrs. K, or Miss K says, is it worth holding MSTE or best to sell at a loss? That's a hard question to answer. This is how I look at it. Even though I think MST is going to go up, I still won't touch it. its volatility is just too much. It's too much outside of my risk profile. And I have probably right now the most volatile ETF that I have is probably HBTE. So that's the Harvest Bitcoin Leaders. I don't need to. I do get exposure to strategy through HHIS, and that's also enough for me. But if you're looking to make a swing trade, yeah, right now is not a bad time to grab it. It is going to go back up. How much it's going to go up, I don't know. But in this case, you're not looking to make a swing trade. You're basically looking to sell. I wouldn't sell it right now. If you do want to get out, I would probably just wait for the recovery because, we should get a recovery back on this and you will get a better sell point if you are looking to get out. All right, we got the night bot. So yes, guys, if you want to finish out January with the Financial Express, it is up for grabs today for tomorrow. Marina says, Home Depot just announced tech job cuts and a new full-time in-office mandate. This follows 3 straight quarters of missed earnings amid a housing slowdown from high rates and consumer caution. Yeah, get used to job cuts, guys. It's going to be the norm. I believe Amazon also announced job cuts as well, and and they even quite frankly said, yeah, we're going to use some more automation is going to replace some of those jobs. So job cuts are coming. Scott says Candace skipped over my message, so whoever gifted me the membership, thank you. There we go. I know the answer to that question, but I'm not sharing. I'm gonna keep Scott guessing. I gotta stump Scott at one thing one day. Larry says, let's see, a UCO 2X crude oil up 18%. Oh my gosh. Good day to play oil. And Larry's been talking a lot about the Middle East, and I can understand that Larry was in there today on that for sure. The Epic Coder, to buy Microsoft for swing, which is better, Microsoft CDR or ZMSF? I don't know if I would say either or. I think both are going to move. I think both are going to be good opportunities. I'm actually playing the CDR one. But yeah, ZMSF is another option. To me, I don't think it matters. Honestly, I don't. I'm okay with the MSFT one, the CDR. Oh, all right. We got 1 minute to the bell. 1 minute to the bell. And I do see that we do have a super sticker, but we can't get to it till after the bell. Sorry, Marina. We'll get to your super sticker there in a moment. Oh, my God. All right, I said 6. Paul just flipped it upside down and turned it into a 9. 9 with light rain. Oh, boy. Granite REIT was my best performer today, believe it or not, up 1.81%. Nice. There we go. Maybe this is it, the beginning of the turnaround for REITs. I don't think it is, but, what can we say? Paul, I work part-time at home improvement, store retail. Sales are down. I don't think they sold any snowblowers this year yet. Yes. Well, that's the thing. You have a bad year for snow, and it impacts snowblower sales, snowmobiles as well. And guys, the market be closed. I should turn off the alarm. There we go. All right, now I have to get to Marina. Marina's in with a 149 super sticker. It's a unicorn. Thank you very much. And of course, guys, that is our first member of the GOAT Squad as the GOAT Squad fills up here. 3 more, of course, and we do go to a show tomorrow. All of that fun stuff. There's no more secret goats. They've all been found. So, and oh boy, I also want to mention we are getting closer to that 10,000, and oh, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun when we do the 10,000 celebration stream. So it'll most likely be it's most likely going to be in February, and it will be a 10,000-second stream. So oh boy, that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let's get back to where we were, and right about here. Let's see. Paul says Tom Smith is at a CDR, regular USD TSLA. And let's see, Lisa says, actually, I lied. My best performer of the day is CN, up 1.88%. Ooh, and I even missed that when we were looking at the heat map. How did I miss that? How did I miss CN? I never miss CN, but yeah, look at this. Oh, and look at this. CP Rail, guys, up today 4.78%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I'm liking that. All right. Okay, let's get back to the big screen once again, but still down overall. All right, and Samantha says, I can't find a snowblower to buy here in Ontario. Yes. It wasn't in the chat, so it must have been an admin. Yes, there we go. There we go. Scott, you're too smart. You're too smart. Paul says best performers is TSLA at negative 3.33%. I do. It's funny. I love. I don't know why, but I love repeating numbers. So things like 3.33333333. I love those numbers. Anyway, Larry says, in the words of the great Nancy Pelosi, just win, baby. And they're woohoo! Oh, MSTE up to $4.06 at close. Nice. We got a little bit of a recovery there. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. All right. Whew. Guys, I want to actually take a look at a couple things here. So let's head back into the chart and let's actually take a look and see. I want to see how bad HHIS fell today. 2.17%. All right, that's actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Because you got to look at it this way. Yeah, I mean, take a look. So here's their little fall right there. I guess I have to start using the bar because it's just not. I'm just going to pull this up to the 1 year. So yeah, they fell a little bit today. Even though there were some really bad results in tech, there were also some good results in tech. And one of those was, and let's actually head over here for a second, Meta. So here's Meta. Meta did good today. Look at this. This is the big gap on Meta. They also had their earnings, and they beat earnings by 8.13%. They also beat their revenue by 2.45%. But Meta has been doing really well with their ads. They're making dollars. What is it? Hands over fist? Is that how it goes? But they're making a lot of money. And that is absolutely making customers pretty darn happy. So this would have been the play to make. Well, not today. I mean, by the time we realized what was happening with Meta, it would have been too late. But this was definitely good. Good for Meta. I like it. IVN. Look at this. IVN is starting to come back down. So I'm looking for a new channel with IVN, so that way there I can figure out what my next play is, because I do like swinging IVN, and it's this is interesting. We got a little bit of a movement to the downside, so I'm hoping I get something in here soon that I can actually create a bit of a channel. So another interesting one here, Air Canada. Look at this. Air Canada has broken out of the channel right now, or at least it looks like they have. They have started to move down, so we might have to see if there's another channel that's going to form, or if they're going to come back up into this channel. So here I'll extend my channel here, and we'll see if they move back up in. But the good news is, I got to add some this month in the challenge because they broke below 19, and I am holding them right now in. Also holding them in my my swing trading account. So hoping to see them. I'm hoping they come back in. I'd like to get them back up here to like 1970 or so I can cash out that swing trade. All right. Oh boy. Let's see here. Paul says, Samantha, order a snowblower online at one of the two retailers, Home Depot or Rona. Our store should ship the snowblowers back east. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that might be an option. Of course, how long does that take? That's a good question. Lisa says, I hold two REITs, Granite, which is up 28.4% overall, and SIA, which is up 99%. Now, SIA, to me, see, when you look at SIA, and let's actually come back over here to SIA. So this is here we go. Sienna Senior Living. All right, here we go. Sienna Senior Living right here. And this is kind of like, how I'm pretty big on Extendicare. This is another option. This is another option as well. So here, take a look. In the last year, they've gone from 15.58 to 21.44. That's fantastic. And this is that, as the boomers get older and older, they're now moving from the regular retirement spot to the perhaps need a little bit of extra help retirement spot. And that's where things like Sienna, things like Extendicare, that's where they all come in. And that's why you're going to see these are going to be really good investments if you're looking for some growth, because the need for them is only going to increase. It's not going to get lower. So I definitely think it's going to be a good one. Let's see here. I think Candace missed my message about Home Depot. Really? I hope not. Let me just go. I'm going to scroll back and see. No, I saw it. I saw it. Excuse me. Yeah, no, we did mention it. You were talking about, and we'll pull it back up here. So yeah, Home Depot just announced tech job cuts and a new full-time in-office mandate. So yeah, no, I read this one, and I actually then went off on a little thing about Amazon doing job cuts. Because they're replacing some of they're bringing in a bit more automation and more AI. So, and I was also saying, be prepared for more job cuts because they are coming. But no, I did read it. Unless unless Rogers went and froze me at that moment and I didn't notice it, but I did read it. All right. Although sometimes, guys, I will point out if you put a link in your in your comment, sometimes YouTube will just take it away because they don't let you guys do links. Although now Mary can do a link now because she's got the little wrench, so she's good. Larry says, I'm going to be getting into crypto buying Dogecoin stock, DOJE, on the attack. Then hopefully, hopefully again, when the straight gets blocked, could possibly drop to 0.5, so the ETF could drop to 4. Okay, interesting. I really hope that we don't get a war over there, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good. I would certainly not bet that we wouldn't. Scott says, by the way, anyone on Rogers with their email has a Yahoo account you can use for tracking your stocks on Yahoo Finance. Ah, interesting. That's very interesting. I got Rogers Internet, but I don't think I have. I don't have a Rogers email address, but probably could get one because of that. Marina, sorry, my bad about the missing message. Oh, no worries, no worries. It happens. It absolutely happens. What are your thoughts on OpenAI's reported early-stage, real humans only social media platform designed to combat bots on platforms like X, using strict biometric verification at sign-up? It's actually interesting, and we've talked a little bit about this before. There's actually now that's the OpenAI one. I haven't actually heard about this one, so this is the first I've heard about OpenAI's. But Goose? I think it's called Goose. Okay. It's like Rogers tried to silence me. Rogers tried to silence me. What's going on? No, there's one up here in Canada, and it's called Goose. Something. Okay, I gotta find out what it's called now. All right, It's launching, I believe, in February. Let's just go to Google here, and let's just see here. Social media, Canada, a goose. Let's go see here. All right, that's Instagram. Canada Goose, Canada Goose, Canada Goose. Why do I was sure it was called Canada Goose or something like that. Oh boy. Um. Oh boy. Let's try this. Let's try this again. We'll do this here. New social media. Maybe it's Gander. Maybe it was Gander. Gander or Goose. Let's just try that and see. Here it is. Yeah, Gander Social. So this here is a new one that's actually starting in Canada. And my understanding is the whole idea is, first of all, no bots. They've got a whole bunch of things where they're going to try to get rid of bots. The other thing is that I believe you have to be Canadian to be on it. And they want to basically create one that's not being overrun by all of the stuff that comes out of the US. It's kind of a Canada only one. But yeah, I don't think it's fully active yet. I don't think it's fully active yet. I don't know if it's give us a time late in here or not, but anyway, it's yeah. Let's click on the top. I would check it out. I'll put because it's Canadian and most of my audience is Canadian. I'll get a presence on here for sure. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they plan to do to differentiate themselves and what's going to make them popular. But yeah, so this here is I'm kind of in the way again, aren't I? I got to move let's see, we'll move the ball over here. There we go. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We'll see. We'll see if they can survive. We'll see if they can survive. So I think it's kind of in that same idea of OpenAI's real humans only. I like the idea. There's way too many bots on almost everything. But yeah, I like the idea. I like the idea for sure. At the same time, maybe we should have a social media just for bots, like real bots only. That would be kind of fun. Although we would never be able to see what's going on it because they'd give us a test. Are you a robot? And if you get it right, they won't let you on the service. Maybe. All right, Paul says, you briefly put my message up from earlier. Our store hasn't sold any snowblowers. Okay, yeah, I saw that one. There was Rogers doing it again. Doing it again. Oh my gosh. All right. But yeah, and going back to that, I mean that's the thing. Well, in this case here, Home Depot, if the Home Depots in the east don't have the product and you've got no snow in the west, to me that's easy. Just sell from store to store. That makes a lot of sense. Larry says Trump demands they give up all enrichment, all of their enriched stuff, and their long-range missiles. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. It's probably going to be a mess over there. I'm pretty sure of it. Ian is cold, I think. Cold or has an allergy to blueberries. I'm not sure. Paul says Costco was up 9% in the last month versus 0.94% for VOO in the last month. Rotation time? Yeah, it could be. It could be. Let's see. Tom says you mentioned Sienna for the elder care facilities. What was the other one? Extendicare. Here, let me show you. Let me pull it up here. There we go. Extendicare. So that one there is EXE. All right, and here we are, Extendicare, and I'll show you them in the last year. And let's see here, 1 year. So they're at 23. They were a year ago, they were at 10. So they actually did double in the last year. So Extendicare has been doing really, really, really good. So that's another one as well. And I have actually done some swings on Extendicare because sometimes they get into a channel. In fact, well, here, look, and just to sort of prove that I have, you can sort of see, here's my last channel. They were in this descending channel here for a bit, so I was trading it. It was great. Now it looks we actually could have a channel starting to form here a little bit. Depends on what happens in here, but I'll have to see if I can build something out of this because I might be able to. Well, let's try. Let's try. All right, let's see here. Well, let's just get I just want my 2 lines first, and we'll see if I can do something. All right. Now the top line, I can see that. So we might have something. I need to see where this switches, but we might actually have a little bit of something, a small breakdown, but yeah, and this here is coming back down. So they might have a little bit, they might have an ascending channel. This was a descending, this would be an ascending. So they might actually, I might be able to make a trade in here. I like that. All right, we'll pay attention. We'll come back. We'll come back to this as we go, of course. Scott says, I think your message got blocked, Larry, probably because of no space after the comma. Now, that can happen. Samantha says, thanks, Paul. I'll check them out online. Larry says, my message? I wasn't sure what message, because if it got blocked, I wouldn't have seen it. Ian says, would be neat to see a social media platform that's everyone but the USA. Probably still be a bunch of posts about American politics. Yeah, it'd be basically us complaining about the USA. Now, speaking, guys, if you have not checked out Blossom, so I'll just go to the main page of Blossom. This here is Blossom. It's a social media app designed for investors. And this is kind of what we all do. I'm going to drop the link in here. There we go. I like it. It's, it is a good way to, just get it out there, vent your whatever, whatever you got on your mind. I am trying this year to post more on it. I've got 2 posts so far in January. I got to do more. I got to do more. If you do come over and check it out, be sure to follow me because I don't actually read my feed. I always just go to my follower feed, which is right here. And then I can see, like right now, here's the Meridian. The Meridian just followed me. I got to follow them back. I come through and I check this, and then of course, I follow everyone back who follows me because I want to see you guys. I want to see what you guys are doing, and this is how I do it. I go through, boy, CJS is definitely making a lot of posts. Probably because it was a crazy day. Oh, and here's Sunny. I just followed the Sunny. But yeah, so just come in here, guys. Give me a follow. I'll follow you back. Also, if you want me to look at your portfolio, things like that, this is how we do it because I do look at portfolios, and I'm behind. I actually this Sunday I need to look at somebody's, so I am behind. Up here, you can see here I've got 5 messages from people who are following me, and I got to get to those 2. I'm behind. So, guys, if you are one of those 5, my apologies. I will get to you for sure. Scott says, I see you on the phone app, but not the TV. It was the Mossad. Let's see. And cannot do tsla.to as YouTube will not show. Okay. All right. Interesting. Interesting. Mary says, thanks so much for the wrench, but it's like giving a 3-year-old a gun. Don't worry, Mary. You don't have to do a thing. Like, it's just there. But if you really don't want it, I can remove it. Just let me know. Marina says, I wonder if the biometric verification crusade against bots will catch on. After all, bots generate ad revenue and lots of it. Yeah, I think bots will be fine. I mean, and I guess I have to sort of clarify. I mean, we've had bots for a long time. Like the internet's been full of bot traffic. There's been everything from there used to be little web spiders that used to crawl the web, and yeah, there's been a lot. I mean, bots are kind of normal on the internet. And eventually, and this is kind of the weird thing, eventually we won't even be going on the web anymore. It'll all be AI. AI agents will be taking over the web down the road. And, like, look at it this way. If you go to ChatGPT, can bring it right up to you and pull everything up, pull up all of the reviews right away. And we'll get to a point where all of your, your ChatGPT will end up being your search engine and everything else. And we'll just bring everything to you. You won't even have to go out looking for stuff anymore. And that's kind of the way, and I think that's part of the design. So yeah, definitely an interest. It's going to be interesting. All right, and oh gosh, Paul is in with a $1 super sticker here. And guys, that is number 2. And that's also Space Goat. I love Space Goat. This is my favorite. I have to admit, I love the Space Goat. And that also puts us halfway to a show for tomorrow. So we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let's see. Scott, you don't actually need Rogers. Yahoo account is free. They allow transaction input, update the prices, show gain, loss, and track dividends. Yeah, that's just, there used to be a bunch of functions on Yahoo that they took away and they put it behind a paywall. And one of the worst things about that paywall is that unless they've changed it, I know I clicked on it a while ago, and it's like you can't even become a paid member of Yahoo Finance if you're Canadian. So I'm like, seriously? Freeze. Oh, that's probably why Ian had the blue thing, was because we had a freeze. Uh-oh. I bought a bunch of Share.v. It's a cool company. I haven't looked at the financials. Okay. Let's take a look. Let's look at Share. Afterwards, we'll check out Sunny as well. No, kidding. All right, Share. Here we go. Share.v. And what do they? Chill Care. All right, that's interesting. Oh my gosh. Today they're up 18.69%. Oh, the movement in those penny stocks. But yeah, definitely. Well, it's hard to say. They haven't even been around very long. So yeah, it looks like they started in July, and they've launched almost, was it at $1? Yeah, they actually opened at $1.25, and they've been up and down since then. All right, what does this company do? Kind of interesting. Mobility solutions, innovative mobility solutions that empower independence for people with disabilities. Okay. So keep in mind that even though it says people with disabilities, this is also going to help elderly people as well. That's kind of, because a lot of times when you get older, you end up with mobility issues. That doesn't mean that you're disabled, I guess, but I don't know. Anyway, I think, yeah, I think really, really well. And today they okay. That was a longer one. Oh, Rogers, you better get this fixed soon. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. It probably isn't fun for you guys either, but all right, I was trying to click on the news. Here we go. Let's see. We got something from January 26th, announces Medicare and Medicaid services reimbursement approval for companion power assist device, expanding the US market access. Okay, that's a good thing. So yeah, that's good. I like that. Let's also just take a look at the back end. All right, so they do have a little bit of debt here. So we're looking at a 60% debt to equity ratio, and they're not profitable yet, but it is it is a company, like, if I was a penny stock investor or a speculator, this is the company that would check a lot of boxes. Because they are in that sector where I think. Now, my thing would be, first of all, who are their competition? How easy would it be for them to eat up some of that market share? So those would be some of the questions that I would certainly be asking. And I'm sure that Andrew will probably look at that when he digs a little bit deeper into it. But it is interesting. It's very interesting. All right, Larry says, be right back. Scott says, does anyone know that those captchas having you pick all the traffic light pictures was training AI? Maybe. Well, actually, the funny thing is a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people think, oh, I just have to click the lights, and that's all. That's all that does. As long as you get all the lights, it's going to let you through. But that's not even the real test. It's actually watching the way you move your mouse and everything else, because something that's automated will tend to move it a specific way compared to a human kind of meandering over to that traffic light. So yeah, that's one of the ways as well that they determine that you're not a bot. But apparently, I heard a news story. Oh my gosh, this was more than a month ago, where one of the chat, I think it was a chat GPT, needed to get past the bot thing and managed to do it. And I'm like, oh boy, what can we say? All right, now let's see here. Sunny and Share, yep. Such a red day and no funds to splurge. Oh, that's never the fun part, is to have a big red day and you've like got, all your money's gone. It's like, no. Let's see. I wish markets would time their meltdowns for mid-month, right after my dividends hit. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's one of the reasons that I like them cash ETFs. So, when the markets are good, I like to start adding to the cash. This month, you know, oh, there we are. We're back. Oh my gosh. Oh, guys, I'm gonna actually I haven't refreshed the main box yet. Let me do that. I'm kind of curious to see if we got to those 50 likes. Oh, we didn't. We only have 47. Guys, you guys are running a little slow on the likes. That's fine. That's fine. Rogers is doing that weird thing that's annoying both of us, so that's cool. All right. Scott says, no, really, it was training AI to recognize images. Yeah, I can believe it. I mean, I can definitely believe that that would be the case. So, what can I say? What can I say? Oh, gosh. It's fun. It's fun. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I do want to head back to the market here for a second and just pull things up here. Let's get back up here. All right. So, yeah, here's an interesting thing. So I was looking at I just wanted to sort of see a little bit with the recovery here. And yeah, we finished on the TSX. We did finish with a good green candle. I like that. I'm hoping that means that we're going to see some green here tomorrow, because tomorrow is our last day. Um, then, we're moving on to a new month and we'll have a new blue line, all of that fun stuff. But yeah, we did get a little bit of movement. So I'd really like to see, I know I like I like my red days. I like my buying the dip, but I would love to see us finish with an all-time high tomorrow. So that means that we'd have to get the TSX up around 33,425-ish. So I would like to see that. And yeah, in the S&P 500, yeah, look at this. Another big green as well. So that's pretty good. I like that. I like seeing that. And the NASDAQ, and this is where it all began, right? Once again, we get another big green candle finishing the day on that. So that's looking pretty darn good. All right. And I just saw, let's pull this up here. Martin gifted a Mountain Finance membership. And who won? The Busy Girl won. I don't know who the busy girl is, but she's usually too busy to be in chat. She might be a lurker. We got lots of great lurkers here. But yeah, so Martin has gifted a Mountain Finance membership, and that brings out our TSX goat. So the goat squad is getting full. We still have one left, and that means one more, and we will add a show to the schedule for tomorrow. And hopefully, with that show, we can talk a little bit about how we had a great day of recovery. So, Scott says, who was talking about red months yesterday? Well, I did mention it. Because yeah, we looked the other day. We actually actually the last couple of days. I believe Paul brought it up 2 days ago, and we went back and we actually looked, and the last red month was all the way back in April. So we are not that far away from having a full red year. Sorry, red year. A full green year. A year, as in, we're going to have a green year, but a year where every single month was green for a year straight. That would be kind of cool. Now, obviously, to get an actual green year, like for 2026, we would still need to have green for the whole rest of the year. But that could be really, really, really interesting, guys. I'd like to see it. All right, Andrew says, Share sells devices that turn manual wheelchairs into electric, etc. Canada has invested into them, or CN has invested into them. CN is my favorite company. Okay, very cool. So yeah, I like the idea. Is that all they do, Andrew, or do they do more than just turning wheelchairs into electric? But nonetheless, yeah, if I had if I was, if I had a wheelchair, I'd love to turn it into an electric. It'd make it a lot easier, that's for sure. So what can I say? All right. And here's an interesting thing. Both the Dow Jones Industrial and the Russell did absolutely finish in the green. And oh, well, this is interesting too. Look at this, guys. Gold has continued to climb. So gold is finishing the day. Well, they're not finishing. Gold is still active, but negative 22, negative 21 now. But silver made it back into the green. So silver has had a green day today. So I'm liking that. And excuse me. And copper's fine. Platinum, no. Platinum has not done it. Not done it. Apple just jumped. Oh, and after. Ooh, do we have earnings for Apple today? Guys, we might. Let's take a gander. Do I have... Surely I've got Apple here. No, I don't think I do. I might have to add them. Let me just double check here. AAA. No. All right, let's add Apple. All right. There we go. Now we've got Apple. Let's see what's going on. So yeah, look at this. Right now they're sitting in... after hours trading, 266.56, so they are up. So it must be going good with their earnings. And here's the thing. Apple has been lagging behind in AI. Like, quite literally, Siri has been, is still pretty dumb. So if Apple, even if in their presentation, even regardless of their earnings, if they could actually show that they were going to make some move ahead on that, I think people would be excited about it. So I definitely think that would be the case. But look at that. I'm liking it. We still don't have any numbers yet for Apple. Huh. Yep. I hope we get some movement here. Not movement. I just want to see the numbers. I want to see the numbers. All right. Brian says, love the gold and silver jump after buying the dip today. Yeah. So yeah, any of you guys who did get in on that dip today, not a bad day. Not a bad day to do it. So I am, yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it for sure. All right. So yeah, we got a little bit of movement there. We'll see what happens with Apple. Oh boy. So definitely interesting. And here's the VSLA. How did they do today? Ooh, look at this. So they broke out of the channel that they were in. So we were looking a little bit at VSLA, because this, of course, being that silver one. So they broke out of a channel. Will they get back in? Hard to say. They might form a new channel, but we'll see, because this is a normal thing. And normally, with a channel like this, let me just show you guys. This is kind of like if I was going to say there was going to be a breakout, I would be looking at... All right, let's just bring it over here. And it has to, there we go, it has to be perpendicular. So yeah, with a normal breakout, like we haven't even gone, well, I'm going to move it over here, up here. Yeah, there we go. Where it broke out, yeah, it kind of broke exactly where it would break in a breakout. So I would call this an actual legitimate breakout, opposed to just a sort of looping down below it. So yeah, that's the VSLA. So this is probably not a bad place if you are looking, if you want in on this company. But look at this. They were down 14.90% today. That's crazy. But yeah, oh boy. All right, Max is in the house with a hello all. Paul says, thanks, Andrew, for the sticker symbol tip, leaving a space after the dot. Yeah, apparently that works. If that works, guys, that's great. Marina says, another reason for today's markets acting out was the Fed's keeping rates steady, denting rate cut hopes amid oil and inflation risks. The Fed continues to hold firm against Trump's pressure to cut rates. They do. In the vote yesterday, well, actually, the vote would have been before yesterday, but they announced it yesterday. It was 10-2. So there were two that wanted a rate cut. So yeah, and keep in mind, the Trump's war against Powell will probably persist. As you guys know, he's not a big fan, and Powell is stepping down this year. So Trump will be able to get somebody in. But you got to look at it is that even if he brings in a pro-Trump chairman, the reality is that all that would have done with this vote is made it 9-3. So it still would have been a pause. So you got to win over the whole group. The whole group. You need a majority for sure. So, but yeah, that was kind of yesterday, and that did cause the markets. Yeah, there was a little bit of uncertainty, but I wouldn't put a lot of that. I think people I find with the rate cuts, investors kind of recover from that really fast unless something crazy happens. So yeah, in this case, I still lay most of it. I lay most of it on Microsoft. I guess the other key drivers I would definitely say as well is that there's certainly a lot of software AI evaluation issues out there, and that of course leads to a little bit of a broader sell-off. So yeah, it's kind of a normal thing. I don't really think it's a big thing. And keep in mind too, we also have that tensions with what's going on over in the Middle East. So, I could see if somebody really believes that oil's going to explode. I could see people pulling money out of tech and moving it into energy. That kind of could make sense. SaaS companies tanked today. Yeah. Share also makes an omnidirectional tilting capabilities in a compact base that weighs nearly half of standard power wheelchairs and rear view mirror. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's see. A man with record knowledge of bankruptcy should be the one to tell the Fed when to cut rates. Yeah, I can see that. Let's see. Scott Smith pretty much said the Northwest Pipeline isn't going to be done, but they're looking at a different route. Okay. Yeah, and I know that there was meetings today as well. Carney and the premiers were all meeting. I haven't heard too much out of it. I also heard as well Trump was gloating today at a meeting about the auto sector, saying that a lot of the companies who are building in Canada are coming back to the U.S., and he was pretty proud of that. But, it's still a rough road ahead. I mean, we still got Kuzma coming up, all of that fun stuff. Oh, yeah, it's going to be, it will be very interesting. But here's the thing. You know what? Last year, 2025, everybody expected Canada to just fold. Canada was going to be so screwed last year. We got through it. We got through it fine. And we'll do the same thing this year. We'll be absolutely fine. So that's how I look at it. Oh boy. All right, guys, we're not done yet, but if you got your last minute questions that you've been holding off on, now is the time just to get them in there. We normally go about we got about another 20 minutes or longer if you guys are really, really full of questions, but I am looking forward to it. Oh, you know what I haven't checked on? I haven't checked to see where we are when it comes to our subscribers. Okay, so right now, guys, we're 45 away. 45 away. That's very, very interesting. Paul says rumors Musk merging SpaceX with XAI. I was talking about that about a month ago. That there was a bigger picture going on between Tesla, SpaceX, XAI. Also, you can pull in the Starlinks as well and all of that into the whole big scenario. Yeah, I can see it. I wouldn't say, I don't know if they'll actually merge it, but I think there'll be like maybe an unofficial merger. And that would be the, because a lot of times what you can do is if you want to keep the regulation boards from stopping you, there's ways you can work around it where you don't officially merge, but for all intents and purposes, you're kind of merged. So it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be really, really interesting. Brian says, I heard Quebec may be changing their mind on pipelines and may allow some to open a shipping port terminal. Oh, interesting. I haven't heard that, but I would be very happy to hear that. Because I mean, right now, maybe we can't send a pipe. Maybe if we can't put a new pipeline through BC, maybe we can put it put it through the east. If especially if Quebec would be like okay, but that would open, and that's a beautiful thing. It doesn't help with with Asia, but it certainly would help. It would certainly help with selling to Europe, Africa, all of that, all of those fun places. And Andrew says, I just hit like number 53. Nice. There we go. Oh, I'll refresh it there. All right. I like to get to 70, but we're not going to get to 70 today. 55. Yeah, there we go. I can live with 55. I'm okay with that. Scott says CAD was doing well. I wonder where we'll be tomorrow with gold and silver down. Well, Scott, gold and silver is not down that much. Not anymore. Oh, boy. Oh, come on. Seriously, guys. Let me scroll. It's not letting me scroll back up. All right. Silver got back into the green. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I think it's... Come on, guys. All right. Oh, there we go. Now it gave me the thing on the side. All right. There we go. Yeah, silver. Oh, no. It's now back. All right. Back to negative 50, negative 0.58. Yeah, silver looked to be recovering, but now it's now it's falling. Oh gosh. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see where it looks like. Oh gosh. That's the one thing is like, yeah, it can change really, really fast. Well, on the bright side, copper's still looking good. Andrew saying, I'm hoping energy will rip higher. I've invested heavy in AL, VHME, and VLE. You know what? There's probably a good chance of that. I mean, look right now. And here we go. Oh, good. I got my side thing back. Just look at, whoops, where is it? There we go. XEG. XEG, you can see XEG was in a channel, but I mean, geopolitical, this is a geopolitical breakout. So XEG is the iShares TSX, S&P TSX capped index, energy index. Definitely doing good. All right. Let's see. Old basic SaaS is dying. AI-powered SaaS is exploding. It's a split. Adopt or shrink. Yeah. China buying pumped up copper today. Nice. Yeah. Well, there we go. It's always good to know where it came from, for sure. So I am liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Oh, guys. What a day. I'm just like... It was just one of those days, like sometimes when you think the market's going to do one thing and it just completely, like I really thought we were over a lot of the AI jitters. I thought people were, because, we've been seeing like with CES, we've been seeing a lot more of how money can be made from AI. We've been seeing a lot of where AI is going. So I thought people might be behind the jitters, but the fact that we had what happened to Microsoft this morning, I was just like, oh. I was hoping, like I saw, I mean, there was a big drop there. I really had hoped it would bounce back a little faster, but tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another day, and I am seeing a green day tomorrow, unless some crazy stuff happens. So, what kind of crazy stuff could happen if the U.S. were to attack Iran? That could have some interesting ramifications. It'd be big on oil, but it could cause a lot of uncertainty in the market. That would be one potential black swan that could certainly hit the market tomorrow. I'm hoping he doesn't. Well, only I guess only Trump and his crew know when that is going to happen. But I'm hoping it's not tomorrow. Like, hey, let me get out of the current swing trades before you attack Iran. And actually, the way Trump has been lately, if he attacks Iran, I can almost see it happening on a weekend because he seems to like to have big events happen on the weekend. I don't know why. It's one of those things. Oh, and there's the Nightbot. So yeah, guys, we are one away from a show tomorrow. So, you know, if you want to have a show tomorrow and we can look and see what the recovery is looking like, then definitely a super or a gifted sub, and we'll get that onto the calendar and keep the financial, the Financial Express going. Was it? I think it was Ian yesterday who said the Financial Express is reminding him of Ken Jennings back when he had his big run on Jeopardy. And I was thinking about that after the show, and I mentioned it to Jill, and I was just like, oh yeah, it's kind of like that, because this was a 1 month event that was supposed to be in December, and we can just keep it. We'll keep it going. Oh, Monday, guys, Monday for the channel members. That's going to be our first ever after office hours. So I'm looking forward to that. I have to put in the time. We'll figure it out, because if the Express goes into Monday, then I'll have to sort of accommodate the Express. So we might have to do it like at 7 o'clock. We might have to do it at 7 o'clock if the Financial Express is still running. But if it dies, we'll certainly we'll certainly not worry too much about it. All right. And, oh boy, we get a super sticker in from Marina 149, and that, of course, brings up our little professor, our Professor Goat. Our Professor Goat is in the building, and if that's not enough, thank you, Marina. Scott jumped in at the same time with a 199 super sticker, and, well, in those situations, we have the bonus goat. The bonus goat will be changing this weekend, but right now, we still have our ice dancing goat, but our Valentine's Day goat will be going live for Sunday, because we're in February and we only got 14 days till Valentine's. And then after Valentine's, that bonus goat is going to be an Olympic themed goat, because the Olympics, what can we say? Andrew says, what oil gas companies do you like? I'm thinking, I think you mean thinking. I'm thinking of buying a big one. That's a good one. Of the big ones, I think my favorite is Torlamine. Here, let me pull it up here. So Torlamine, TOU. There we go. So here we are. Let's pull it up here. So today they were up 0.188%. I'll pull up their last 3 years. Now it looks kind of jaggy, and you know what? Oil has, if we pull up the 5 years, oil has certainly had this sideways motion now for a while. But before that, Torlamine made so much in here. Now they were giving out special dividends for the longest time. I don't think they're still doing it. But that was always good, because they are a company that does like to give back when times are good. The next big oil pump, I could see them coming back again, but they're a solid company. So I certainly like them. Now, obviously, this is just a company-wise. I also, of course, love XEG. So XEG, that, once again, that is your iShares oil, capped oil and gas. Well, actually, capped energy. XEG. So this here is one of my favorite little ETFs. They tend to do pretty good, and let's pull up the 5 year on them, and you can see it's the same idea, but they have still been moving up a little bit. They've been moving up, and actually ever since Liberation Day, they've actually been on a pretty good move to the upside. So this is one I love as well. Now, of course, if you're looking for income, then your ENCC or your ENCL. Your ENCL will give you a little bit more for your buck, because you're going to get that leverage as well as the covered calls, and that's going to give you a little bit of income here. And this one here, you can see it's a new one. It is kind of sideways for the most part, but you're not in here. Honestly, you're not in here for the growth in this case. In this case, you are in here for that income, and you're looking at like 15.984%. So not too shabby. That's kind of the three that I would look at. But yeah, if you want that good dividend growth, dividend growth, definitely XEG is probably the safest bet. Let's see. Paul says 4 supers. Yay. Thanks for getting us a Friday show. I think it was more than 4. Yeah, we got 5. We got 5. So we got we got to see the special goat. So that's always fun. But 4 gets the show. So we are going to be back here again tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to it. I always like that. Yeah. Coffee time, guys. Oh, so good. Now tomorrow's video, by the way, guys. The channel members can already see it now because I did put it up today. We are going to look at those three global X ETFs for copper, silver, and gold. So it's kind of cool. You know what? I think I want to petition the Olympics. So we got silver and we got gold and silver medals. I think that bronze needs to be a copper. Although, I mean, bronze is made with copper. Is it copper and tin that make bronze? I think. But yeah, we're going to call it copper. We're going to call it the copper medal. That's it. I'm just going to start going until it catches on. So what can we do? Andrew says, let's see. Thanks so much, Candace. I'll look into Torlamine and those ETFs. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. And Scott's saying yes, tin. There we go. So yeah, copper and tin. Now, here's a bonus question, Scott. Is it equal copper tin or is one of them more prominent? So, what is the ratio of copper to tin in bronze? I'm thinking it's close to 50-50, but I could be completely wrong on that. So that's the next question. Of course, we could always just go to Google, but why go to Google when we have a Scott? That's the way I look at it. A Scratch is in the house. Hello, guys. Late for the show. You might want to look at Strathcona's presentation for oil in Canada. Kind of cheap right now. SCR. All right, well, let's take a gander here at SCR. Here we go. SCR. Oh, seriously, come on. All right, here we go. SCR, Strathcona Resources. Let's take a gander here. They're down a little bit today, 0.56%, but let's take a look over the last 3 years. Okay, a little bit of a movement, and we'll go to the 5-year. Kind of similar to, this is kind of what a lot of oil has done over the last little while, but yeah, it could be good. It could be interesting. So no, more copper. Okay, so it's more copper than tin. I like it. I like it more then. Marina says, I left your new video on metals for a dessert later tonight. Nice. And this is the first one where there's a slightly new format inside of the video. You guys will have to let me know what you think of that. I could be wrong. Long time since I looked into it. All right, let's Google it. Let's Google. I'm good with that. All right. All right. What is the percentage of copper in bronze? There we go. All right, let's see. Oh, you're right. Look at this. See, bronze typically consists of approximately 88 to 90% copper and 10 to 12% tin. Okay. There we go. Could have just done that right from the beginning, but why not? Why not? It's it works. It works. All right. Well, guys, we're at that time. We're at that time. You guys have run out of stuff to say. I think I've said everything I want to say. Well, there is one other thing I do want to say, but we'll get to that in a minute. Do you think ALV will come back down? Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. All right, ALV. Here we go. And I gotta drag this up here. All right, ALV. So Alva Petro. Let's take a gander. All right, I'll pull up the last year. So yeah, Alva Petro. I mean, they're actually doing pretty good now. What I like about these guys is they got a really good dividend. It is quarterly, but it's still it's almost 8%, 7.968%. So that's pretty darn good. And here, let's pull up the 3-year. And you can sort of see, even though they've been going up, it's not as impressive as where they have been. So I think that's going to still be fairly steady. Will they come back down? That's a hard thing to say. So you're hoping they come back down to like $6, so maybe you can get in there. There's a chance that we could see. I think that we're still going to get for the next little while. I think we will see. Well, technically this is a lower high, but this is a higher high. I think that's going to be more the trend, higher highs. But yeah, it should still come down a little bit. I think you will probably get. I would, you know what, Andrew, if you're interested in that, I would almost throw in a limit order and just sort of say, okay, well, I don't know if it'll get to 6, but it might be reasonable to get to about maybe 630 in that area. Throw in a limit order. If it hits, yay. If it doesn't, okay, well, no worries. So that is kind of one of those neat things. I like to use limit orders sometimes when I'm buying. You'd be surprised how many times I've gotten a better deal. And it's happened in the 0 to 100K challenge. It's been a couple of times I put in crazy limit orders on things just for the fun of it, and then they hit, and I'm like, oh, nice. And Scott says I thought it was 80-20. Okay, yeah, yeah. I thought it was close. Like I was, if I hadn't looked it up, I would have been like 60-40 or or maybe 70-30. But I didn't think it was quite that low. So yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. We are at the end of another show. This is always fun. We're going to be back here again tomorrow. What's the next metal to bet on? Aluminum? I don't know. Maybe. I haven't really thought a lot about aluminum. We'll have to look into it a little bit, Scott. I'm not sure. Obviously, aluminum has the weight. That's the big thing going for aluminum. And Scratch says, thank you, Candace. All right. So, guys, before I go, I have one last thing I wanted to say to you guys, and that is, well,